hustle, I sell anything, I know how to grind. Step on grapes, put it in water, and tell you it's wine. Oh no. And you already know what it is. Jay Williams, let's live life, and we're back. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all the other things. Whatever you celebrate, I hope it was great for you. Hope you were free. If you're not free and you're locked up and you're watching this, I hope you made the best of a bad situation and that you learn from your past mistakes. I have another video I'm going to drop on my second channel today. There's the channel. Link is in the bio. But on Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, some of my worst moments, and there were a lot of very bad moments. But today I'm going to recap a couple. When I say recap, these aren't stories I've told. These are stories I need to tell. I'm going to recap some of the more stressful, dangerous, nerve-wracking, bad moments that came with being locked up. Now, like I said, there were a lot of bad times. There's no way around it. If you say you didn't have bad times when you were locked up or you didn't go through bad things, I do not know where you did your time at. I guess I could see it if you were maybe like a minimum custody where everybody's under a certain amount of time and everybody there's got like stealing or fraud charges. But when you get up into higher levels where everybody around you for the most part is doing double digits, like you legitimately have to have 10 years or better even just to be here, you're going to find yourself in some messed up situations. You don't have to cause these situations. The guys around you are always looking to start something, always looking to get over. What happens on the day that they decide it's you they're going to mess with today? Those are bad days. What happens on them days them guards decide they just don't like you? And their new job is to just make your life miserable. I've had some situations I really had to pray on. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Well, I had to bow down and say, God, I don't know what to do. Give me a sign. Lord, give me a sign. Show me what to do. Because I know what I'm about to do. And I know that's not the right thing to do. What do? I had a lot of those moments. And well, I'm here. Not doing a life sentence. Thank God. I'm not dead. Thank God. So there had to be some type of a good outcome to the situation. There's not always a good outcome to the situation. Some of the worst moments I encountered. You know how to seen it. You know how to lived it. So let's relive it. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. It is the day after Christmas. I'm headed to the third job of the day. Got to recoup some of that money. Time to get some of that money back. Matter of fact, here's the clips real quick. Good times, man. That's what it's all about, is being a dad, being a father, taking care of your kids, and knowing that you did your job as a man. And if you weren't able to do everything that you wanted to do, just being there is a blessing in itself. Just being there for your kids or being able to be around them for the holidays it's a blessing. With all that being said, I'm blessed. So the way the jail and the prisons used to work out here, prior to the gang infestation, prior to everybody clicking up, prior to all that, we clicked up by city. Me, for instance, being from Richmond, if you're from Richmond and you get locked up, whoever's got that same area code as you, those are your homeboys. Y'all might have been rivals on the streets. Your neighborhood and his neighborhood may have been at full-fledged war. You get inside the system, those are your allies. You're beefing with other cities. Us primarily, we beef with the 757. Me being 804, you got Richmond, Petersburg, Chesterfield, Hopewell, Dinwiddie, Chester. You got all these different small cities and counties that fall up underneath the 804 area code. Then you got 757, Tidewater, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, where dudes get in and out there too. They have a lot of crime, a lot of projects. It goes down. That would be how we used to be. So we didn't have cars. You know, you hear about people talking about, I was with this car, that car. We didn't have cars. You just clicked up according to where you were from. I know, I was thinking about this before I started the video. 3 white guys named Capone and 1 black guy named Capone. And today's first story is on the only black Capone that I've ever met, who was indeed from the 804, who was supposed to be somebody I rock with, Petersburg boy. When I first got up Greensville, there was something that became obvious to me the moment I got there. I need a weapon. Not just any weapon, something that if push comes to shove, I can truly defend myself with. If push comes to shove, and this is what I have to rely on, this thing ain't gonna break, it ain't gonna bend, it ain't gonna dull out, it is going to do its job. As the years will progress, and I spent more and more years in this place, I've been through a lot of them. Some of them they got caught, not caught on me, caught on other people. Sometimes they would find them in the hiding spots I had them in, or somebody else would find them. That's also part of today's story. My laundry comes up missing at one point, and I would not send my laundry to the main laundry. You put your stuff in a mesh bag. It's like an orange net bag or a white net bag, see-through nylon bag that has a little tag on it. And that tag is going to have your cell and your housing unit. So me being in 7 building, cell 219 at the time, my bag said 7-219. So when everything went to laundry, and for some reason or another, my laundry fell off the cart, they would know, okay, this bag needs to go back to 7 building to cell 219. I'm over in where they main laundry over there one time with the maintenance crew, and we're working on this ginormous, they had the hugest washing machines and dryers, industrial sized washing machines and dryers, because they are literally washing thousands upon thousands upon thousands of items a day. So I'm over there one day and I'm looking at the washing machine, and I see these bags tumbling, people's personal clothing, people's state-issued clothing, tumbling inside the washing machine, all soaked up, foamy as it should be. And as I'm staring at it swirl around, I see a bunch of mop heads swish around inside of it as well. The thing is facing you with a big clear glass on the front. I look over beside it. They have a big basket of mop heads from the infirmary that they are washing with people's clothes. That is next level disturbing, next level disgusting. I've been to the infirmary. I've been laid up in the infirmary. I've worked in the infirmary. You have old guys over there that can no longer control their body or movements. Stuff happens, there's accidents, and that stuff gets mopped right on up. People get injured, that stuff gets mopped right on up. They then take all those mop heads, put them in bags, black trash bags, take them over there, and they wash them. They were washing the inmate population's clothing with those mop heads. Now you can say, man, Jay, soap kills everything, or when they put it in the dryer, it's gonna blah, blah. Say whatever you want. You would not want to wear anything that had been just washed with a mop head that was saturated with Mr. Pooh and Mr. P. You would be livid if you saw that. So I came back and I told all the other guys, straight like that, told them, do not send y'all's clothes to make laundry if you ain't got to. They're washing our stuff with mop heads from the infirmary. And I know it's from the infirmary. The cart that everything was in, set it. It was parked right beside the washing machine. No miscommunication here. Yes, they're 100% washing our clothes and stuff from the infirmary. Guys start to freak out. They do exactly what I knew they were going to do. It's not supposed to happen. And the only way to stop it from happening is doing what you call push paperwork. Guys start writing it up. But none of them can say, I told them. None of them have any proof, so nothing happens about it. But the lesson here is, if you don't have to send your clothes over there, don't. I paid the laundryman in our pod every single month to wash my clothes. A luxury a lot of people did not have. This is a crazy story. Y'all heard me in the beginning mention the knife and all these different things. All this stuff plays the part, right? So at the point that I came to him and I talked to him about the bag, I had just got back from working my job. I worked maintenance. This is maybe after 4 o'clock in the evening. So I'm under the assumption he's had my bag since around 7:30. Here it is approaching 4. Usually he'd have my bag back in my cell by noon, by lunchtime. I don't got your bag. My cellie comes back from class. They have school. He's over in that building doing whatever he was doing at the time, whatever trade it was. And I ask him, hey, yo, did you do something with my bag, man? Did you see somebody grab my bag? Did you give somebody my bag? Did you mix my bag up with your bag? Like, where's my bag? He's like, oh, my bad, bro. That's my bag. What? Where's my bag? When they came by this morning and did laundry, I grabbed your bag. I thought it was my bag, and my bad. I threw it in the cart. You threw my personal clothes in the cart. They come through with the cart pushing, and they come cell by cell, and you throw your bag out into the cart, and they go wash it in that big, nasty washing machine. He said, my bad, bro. When I grabbed my stuff, I must have thought your bag was my bag. I grabbed it, and I threw it in the cart. Great. Now I've got to wait 2-3 days for my laundry to come back. Now I've got to take it to him and still get it washed. But the biggest problem is the guys that worked over there were thieves. If they seen something, they know the color of state jeans. Our state jeans were issued by the state, and they were dark, dark blue. Like blue to the point they were almost black. Really baggy, like really square cut. You could tell instantly by looking at a net bag if those were state issue clothes or if those were somebody's personal clothes. Guys had sent their personal clothes over there in the past, and they wouldn't come back. And the way guys would do it is they would rip the bag, like just take your bag and just either cut it with a razor or just rip it to make it seem like your bag came apart in the washing machine and that your clothes dumped out into the random pile, or what's that, lost and found, like you used to have in school. Remember, you go in there and you look through the box of clothes. Your stuff would go into the lost and found, but in reality, somebody had cut your bag and taken your clothes out. I've seen this 1,000 times, if not more, when it comes to people's stuff getting stole from Main Laundry. So now I'm in freak out mode. I know my stuff is not coming back from Main Laundry. It is a rule in here. You do not send your stuff to Main Laundry. You will not get it back. A couple days goes by. They come passing out bags. They're yelling their names. Hey, such, grab your bag. Hey, such, come get your bag. And I'm already out there. I shoot straight to the cart, waiting as he's sorting through the bags and handing the bags out. Gets to the bottom of the cart. My bag is not in the cart. Hey, man, y'all ain't leave no bags over there. I mean, we don't go get the bags. They bring them to the loading dock, and we push it from there, man. We don't go to laundry. They bring the cart over from laundry. We meet at the loading dock door. We take the cart, and then we push it into the building. You sure y'all ain't drop a bag? Like, I'm looking in this cart like it might be in there, and I can see the dirt, crust, and dust in the bottom of this cart. My bag is not in there. What do? I put a bolo out. Go to everybody I know, especially my 804 cats. Hey, yo, look. My bag came up missing. Y'all know what my jeans look like. The right leg has got 2 slits in it, like 2 rips in it. The tag has got a rip in it. My side piece over here has been stitched with white thread. Like, my wife beaters are missing. I need my stuff back. Maybe somebody got my bag by mistake. Maybe they took my bag to another pod. Whatever the case is, I need my clothes back. Hey, keep an eye out on your pod. I go to my dudes in the next pod. 4 pods in the building. Hey, keep an eye out for my stuff. I've spread word through the whole entire building. You cannot wear my clothes because I'm going to notice you in my clothes. My homeboys that kick it with me on the daily, that see me daily, that know I own 3 pair of jeans, 3 wife beaters, 3 white shirts, they know what my attire looks like. They're going to know. Dude upstairs comes to me and says, hey, I think I know who's got your clothes. Who's got my clothes? I'm not trying to stir nothing because both of y'all from the 804, both of y'all from Richmond. Who's got my clothes? All that. I'm not trying to stir nothing. Who's got my clothes? Capone. Capone who? Capone from Richmond, man. Tone Capone from Richmond. Who the hell is Tone Capone? You know who Tone Capone is, man. Got the square face, square jaw, this shitty hair that don't grow in everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little, I'm not going to say little, but the scraggly looking dude. How you know we got my clothes? I seen him with them. Did you get them back? Look, man, the man got your stuff. I seen him in the pod with the jeans on. It's 100% he got your stuff. He ain't never worn nothing but state clothes. He ain't got no personal property. He ain't got no wife beaters. He got a wife beater on now. He's got your stuff. Tone Capone's got your stuff, Jay. Bet. Good looking. We're on the yard when he tells me this. So now I got to go in the building, go upstairs, and confront Tone Capone about this. We come in from rec. I shoot straight at the staircase. Boom. Go to 300 pod. I go to the gate. Hey, yo, go get Capone. Tell Capone, holler at me. Standing there waiting. Dude goes and tells him, he comes back. Said he's busy. Maybe you didn't understand me, man. Let me say this again, man. Capone, I said, come holler at me. Tell him I said, I think he got my bag. Now, at this point, I'm not accusing the man of stealing because I can't prove that he stole anything. For all I know, they could have brought my bag to his door. Whatever happened, he's got my bag. Said he's busy. I'm trying to wave the guard in because, all right, let me in here. Let me come in here and I'll go address it myself. She looks, knows me as the maintenance man Williams. Get away from the gate. Hey, I got to come in here real quick. Somebody said something's messed up. Let me know so I can go check on this man's cell. No, ain't none of no paperwork about you coming in here. I'm not letting you in. Go back downstairs before you get a 229 unauthorized area. Just let me in for a second so I can see what dude's talking about, and then I'll be gone. I need to let my boss know I'm trying to finag or I'm trying to run game on it to get in there so I can go approach dude about my stuff. Williams, ain't nobody said nothing about no. I'll call the sergeant and see if they sent you over here. Do whatever you got to do. She gets on the mic. Sergeant says no. She tells me, ain't nobody called for you to come up here. They need to put in a work order. You'll come when the work order's placed. I roll out. So now I'm on a mission. Operation Get My Bag Back. Operation Track Down Capone. Operation Where Is My... I know the next time I'm going to have an opportunity to see him is at chow tonight. That's where I'm going to approach him. They usually let us out. And right after we come back from eating, or while we're eating, that pod usually comes in as they're feeding us. I go to chow, wear my boots, strap up, prepare to fight behind mine. It is mine. I am not the toughest guy in the world. I don't proclaim to be the toughest guy in the world, but it is mine. I'm in prison. If I let him take my stuff, might as well just dump my stuff out and tell everybody, y'all can have my stuff. Everybody's aware my clothes are missing. Everybody's aware I'm looking for my clothes. Now, dude that told me about the stuff told me, don't say nothing. Guys are famous for telling you, but don't want you to say nothing. They want to stay out of it, because first thing they're going to do is, dudes can go to him, why you talking about me? Why you got my name mixed up? And why you say this, that, man? And he could get stabbed. He could get punched. He could get this type of violent altercation for looking out and let me know what's going on. And just to clear this up, Capone was not from Richmond. He was from Petersburg, but falls up beneath the 804, so becomes a Richmond cat. Sitting in the chow hall, sitting there talking to my dudes, and I'm watching that door as everybody's coming through. I'm watching, and watching, and watching. Boom, Capone comes to the door. First thing I do when he comes to the door is I size him up and down. Look him from his toes all the way to the top of his head. Nothing he has on is any of my clothes. So now I've got to stop and think. Is the dude that told me this just trying to get me to settle one of his beefs? Does he have a problem with this dude and he's trying to get me to eliminate this dude by telling me he's got my clothes? Does he have my clothes and he's smart enough not to wear them out the building because he knows I'm looking for my clothes? What's the situation? They're telling our pod, 200 pod, y'all need to finish up eating, clear out these seats so the rest of the men can sit down. I'm taking my time. Little itty bitty bites of my food, waiting as he comes to the line. He gets his tray, goes, sits at his table, one of his dudes. I get my tray, go over there, sit down. I say, what's up, man? Hey, you ain't get a bag that said 219 on it. You ain't get some personal clothes. Some Levi's, some wife beaters, a pair of sweatpants, my stuff. Nah, I ain't get no bag, man. I seen somebody earlier come holler at you, told you, come to the gate and holler at me that I was at the gate. Oh, that was you? I thought they was talking about the little black dude that messes with the Muslim dude, Muhammad. No, man, that was me. You ain't get my bag. Nah, man. We know each other, but we're not on, speaking terms. I know who he is through hearing his name and hearing people talk about him. That's pretty much with a lot of guys. You may not know them, but you know of them. He knew who I was. I knew who he was. But we weren't besties. We hadn't conversated. Nah, man, I thought they was talking about the little black dude that messes with the Muhammad dude. Nah, they was talking about me. So you ain't got my clothes. You ain't seen my clothes. Bro, I ain't got your clothes, man. I ain't seen your clothes. All right, man. I get up, put more tray in the tray slot, go back to the building. Tell my cellmate's like, what you gonna do? I'm like, man said he ain't got him. I looked and seen what he had on. He ain't have him on. Now, I can't go upstairs and run up in his cell because he's got a cellmate. That's like breaking and entering and you got a roommate. If I go up in that cell without his cellmate's permission, well, then me and that man are gonna have problems. Talking to my cellmate, he's like, so what you gonna do? I said, man, he's got to do something with him. He can't come outside with him on, because if he wears my stuff outside, me and him I got to see him because now I know he stole from me. He's aware that I'm looking for my stuff. He says he ain't got my stuff. There ain't much I can do outside of actually physically seeing my clothes, man. Aside from that, it's a waiting game. With me working all over the building, I've told y'all in the past in these stories, there's something you need to do. Places that you frequent a lot, you want to hide a weapon at. Because we go through so many metal detectors and so many security checkpoints with correctional officers that I need to have a weapon stashed in several different places that I'm known to be at a lot. I have one stashed on the yard, stashed in my cell. One in the 300, the 300, 400 pod area the washing machines are. Those washing machines and dryers ran almost 24/7. We were known to work on those a lot, so I kept a knife stashed in there as well. So if anything ever did pop off and I was upstairs and I couldn't walk around with a knife on me because the guards would search me and I would get caught and get sent to a supermax and have to live in a cage for 23 hours a day for the remainder of my sentence, I didn't want that to happen. So underneath the washing machine, there is a small lip. If you tilt the washing machine back, it's hollow underneath. There's a big drum and the motor and all that, but there's a lip. I kept a poker, an ice pick, maybe about this long, right on the inside lip. So you could reach up underneath there. As soon as you start your hand in there, you could grab it and pull it out. So if I ever had any problems with anybody upstairs and they cornered me in that laundry area where I worked at a lot, then sometimes we would have to fix that washing machine 3-4 times in 1 month being used so much. So if I ever got cornered, I could get to a knife. So that's already crossed my mind that if me and this dude have any type of situation upstairs, if I can get him into the laundry area, I'm okay because I've got a weapon. But trying to go upstairs with a weapon, I possibly got to pass a guard in the staircase. Guard notices I don't belong there. I get searched, and like I said, now I live in a dog cage. Some time passes. I put into property that my jeans have been lost or stolen. You have to put in a slip in order to get new jeans, because when you come to get new jeans, they want you to turn the old jeans in so that you don't have 27 pair of jeans, because they don't like clutter. It tries to cut back on how much stuff we have in prison. You're limited to how much you can have of everything. Otherwise, guys will 100% become hoarders and just have 77 pair of jeans. You can't do that. Some time passes. I put in for new clothes. I get new jeans, new sweatpants. My wife beaters are gone. We can't order them. I'm in my feelings about the wife beaters. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'd say a better part of maybe 2.5 months passed now. My stuff is just gone. Nowhere to be found. We get a service call, and the service call is when we get a piece of paper that's sent to my boss. A certain part of the prison somewhere has an issue, and that is what I did every single day. Stuff is constantly breaking in the prison. I'm constantly fixing stuff, constantly turning wrenches, using hammers, screwdrivers, working with electrical, plumbing, all these things I do to this very day. We get a service call for a light ballast 300 pod. The light ballast is inside the light in an inmate's room. You have a pull chain that you pull, and it turns the light on up in the corner of the room. We come up there, and the guy that's working with me at the time goes in and takes care of the light ballast. I'm standing there with the maintenance cart with all the tools on it to make sure nobody takes a hammer and clops me inside the head or steals a screwdriver, because if a tool comes up missing, I'm going to the hole for it. You can't have tools, screwdrivers, and stuff like that coming up missing. All that stuff has to be accounted for. So I'm standing with the cart, And I'm just talking to my boss at the time, Mr. Ligon. And I look up on the top tier and I see this dude walking down the tier with a cup in his hand to go get ice. It's Capone. He's got a pair of jeans on and they are not state issued. I'm looking, no lie, 50, 60 feet away. I could tell my jeans. 2 months had passed. I've been with these jeans many, many years. We had a great relationship. I loved my jeans. It's my stuff, like I said. I know those are my jeans, 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt, those are my jeans. My boss is still talking, and now, as he's talking, I don't even know what he's saying. Charlie Brown voice in effect. Wah, 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 wah. I've blacked him out, and I'm completely focused on Capone walking down this tier with that cup in his hands. When you come down the staircase, there's a rail in the middle that separates it. So people can go up one side, people come down the other. I shoot up the staircase towards him, and I tell him, yo, those are my jeans, man. Those are my jeans. And he starts backpedaling, like, in this square off stance position. I'm like, yo, those are my jeans. Those are my jeans. I reacted without thinking. I don't have no weapon on me. He could have a weapon on him. He could damn sure get to a weapon. But just on the, I've been searching for these. I'm on my, in Finding Dory mode. I go straight at him. Yo, those are my jeans, man. And he's backing up, and he drops his cup and squares off, like, ready to fight behind these jeans. The guard starts, banging on the control booth. My boss is yelling, Williams, Williams, Williams. And I hear him finally, the Charlie Brown voice stops. Me and this dude are squared off on the tier, and he's yelling, and I look back at him, and he's like, what are you trying to lose your job? What is wrong with you? Get back down here by the cart. All these dudes in 300 pod, they know me. I've been up there. I lived in that pod before. I've been in this prison for a long time. Everybody knows who I am at this point. I unsquare up, put my hands down, and tell them, I'm going to holler at you, man. I need my clothes, man. You need to bring my stuff out to wreck this evening. Put my shit in the bag and bring my stuff out to wreck this evening. I'm not playing with you. I want my stuff back. He don't say nothing. He picks his cup up, comes on down the staircase, gets his ice, and he don't take his eyes off of me. Locked in the whole time, gritting on me. I've made it clear. Come out tonight and bring my stuff. I've got a knife on the yard, but I'm going to bring one out with me too, because there is no metal detector going out the door. And they usually don't search you going out. They search you coming back in. So worst case, if I see guys getting searched, I can stash the knife on the yard. But I've got to take it with me. I go out to night wreck that night. I take the banger with me. He don't come outside. So I yell up. It's tall buildings. I yell up to my homeboy that's up at 300 pod. I yell up to his window, and I say, yo, go get Capone. Now, I'm way down. This is about 70 feet in the air. I'm yelling up. And that's what we would do. We'd throw rocks way up there and hit guys' windows. Why you ain't come outside? And they're looking down at you like, you know what I mean, in a tall-ass building. I yell up to my homeboy, and I say, why you ain't come outside with a scary ass? Like, I'm snapping outside. I'm making threats. Everybody's hearing me. He ain't saying nothing, man. He's sitting in the room with his headphones on, acting like I ain't come to the door like he can't see me. I said, okay. So when it comes to wreck, sometimes when we go to yard, they let us out the front, and then we would go through the gate onto the yard, and sometimes they would let us out the back gate, and we would just come out the door. Where that back gate is, there's a staircase that goes up to 300 and 400 pod, and then there's gates on both sides to enter into the two separate pods with a long wall down the middle that separates the two pods. We came out the front door for wreck, but then when they called wreck to come back in, they let us in the back. Sometimes it would be, you come out the front, you go back in the front. But usually it'd be, if you come out the back, that's the way you go in. If you come out the front, that's the way you go back in. They let us out the front, but now they're letting us back in through the staircase. So that means that the two doors up top to 300 and 400 pod are open. And there's a guard standing at the bottom that has got the door open. They're not searching people. So I can easily, with ease, slide right up the staircase into 300 pod, go fight with dude, get my stuff back, mission complete, return back down to my pod before he closes the door, and everything is good. Head towards the door, shoot straight up the staircase, and into the pod. I go to a cell. I know where his cell is. I seen him when he came out the cell the first time. I go to a cell. He's not in the cell. I'm looking around everywhere. Looking down by the ice machine, looking over by the phones, looking over by the showers. I am in a pod I don't belong in, on the top tier. The guard in the booth is maybe 35, 40 feet away from me, and she can see me clear as day if she pays attention. I've got my back turned to her. I've got my beanie on, trying not to draw attention, trying to blend in. And I'm kind of, you know what I mean? I banged on dude's cell door, trying not to disrespect his cellmate. Don't nobody answer. I poke my head around. Ain't nobody in there. Now I've got myself in a situation. I'm in a pod I don't belong in. if the officer notices me and calls another officer in there, I have a knife on me. So not only am I going to go to the hole for 229, being in an unauthorized area, I'm going to go to the hole for this knife charge. And I'm not going to get my stuff back. So the clock is ticking on how much more time I can waste in here before I have to get back to that gate. I look around the room, don't see anybody. Hey, yo, who sleeps in cell 326? I lived in this pod before. A lot of these guys know me. Slim standing at the microwave. What up, Jake? Slim was by far, and if y'all remember Slim, anybody who was up there remembers the two best tattoo men to ever come out of Greensville was a guy by the name of Slim. Phenomenal. Dude had a memory that he could just draw things straight off his head. And another guy by the name of Spike that I heard made parole. Salute to you, Spike. Slim's like, yo, Jay, what up? Where's your cellmate at? He ain't in the cell? No, he's not in the cell. Where's he at? I don't know. And you already know what's going on, right? He just kind of looks at me. I said, I need my stuff. He shrugs. That shrug tells me I don't feel violated if you go in the cell. So I go ahead and look at the officer in the control booth. She's not paying attention. Popping doors as guys are coming in. And I slide up in the cell. Look down into the lockers. And immediately I can tell whose locker is whose. Slim's a tattoo man. So Slim has all types of stuff. Bags of coffee, clothing, CDs, CD player in his side of the box. And then I'll look to the left. And there's not much of anything. I'll look in the locker, there's state issue clothes. My clothes are not in there. I'm looking up, I flip the mat up. My clothes are not underneath the mat. Now I'm panicking. I gotta get outside the cell, back to that gate before that gate closes. This dude could come in here while I'm searching, stab me in my back. At this point, the stress level is through the roof. In a pod I don't belong in a cell I don't belong in, with the knife on me, with the intent of whatever it takes if I come across this man. I'm getting ready to leave out the cell to run back towards the gate. And I look over at the locker and I see something wedged beside the locker. I squat down and look, there's an orange net bag back behind the locker. I reach back there and grab it, pull it out. It's my bag, my clothes. He kept all my stuff stashed in that bag underneath the locker, and as he'd wear it, he'd take it off and put it back in the bag and shove it back behind the locker. I grab my bag out, boom, shoot down the staircase, head towards the back, and as I'm getting towards the back exit, the gate closes in my face. The officer locks the gate. Whoa, 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 shut the gate. What are you doing? I said, I had to get my laundry. They sent my laundry up here. What are you doing at 300 pod? I told you, my bag of clothes came up here. Somebody told me, so I shot up here real quick to get it. Let me see the bag. He takes the bag, searches the bag. I don't know if there's anything in the bag besides my clothes. I'm praying there's not. It's just clothes. Get up against the wall. My heart drops. I've got a blade on me that's every bit of 10 inches long. Straight steel. Was the piece of the facade of a locker door that will do a lot of damage. I get up against the wall. He pats me down, but he doesn't pat me down. He does and runs his hands down my side. Had he reached around the front where my belt was, he'd have felt the handle. Tells me, get down the staircase, get back in your pod. He unlocks the gate. I go down, stand there. I've still got this knife on me. I've got my bag of clothes. I've got this dude upstairs unaware that I just robbed him for the stuff that he stole from me. He lets me into my pod. Way too much takes place to capture all in one video. So you got to catch up on part 2. Thank you all for watching. Anyways, these jails, these prisons, these facilities, these penitentiaries, they're all just crazier worlds inside of a already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones, and the awesome real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Y'all know how we do. Salute.